Hey retro lovers, welcome to the Nostalgia Junkies podcast, where we talk all about pop culture, retro toy collecting, and nostalgia. And now, here are your Nostalgia Junkies.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Joe.
And this is Nostalgia Junkies.
Welcome back, man.
I know, so we are officially in February now.
This year's flying by.
Dude, it is absolutely crazy. And I think we gotta rewind a little bit because I know you're a big Pokemon guy, hence the hat. I'm a big Pokemon guy.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon DLC officially came to a close on January 13th.
Yeah, it actually was. I haven't played it all.
Mm-hmm.
I play competitively. I just haven't gotten a chance to play the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
It was better than what I was expecting. I thought it was just going to be part 1, part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Was not expecting them to drop an epilogue.
The epilogue was a nice little addition.
And a really good Pokemon, too.
Is it really? So you're talking about really good competitive wise?
I don't think it's going to be allowed competitively just because I think it's like one of those like mystic Pokemon.
Okay.
But its ability is pretty good. Whatever it hits, it's a 50-50 shot of
poison, right?
Poison.
Or if it's confusion or something too in there, right?
Yeah, and then if it's poison, it gets confused as well.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the design.
It's a little basic. It does remind me of the
Pechaberry.
Yeah, it's very based off of that, but it also reminds me of the what is it, the Cosmog from Sun and Moon, like a very simple fairy design kind of. You know, the little thing with the puffball with the two little things right here, and it evolves into the legendary Pokemon.
Yes. You were saying Cosmog, and I was thinking Minior, the little.
Oh yeah, the little rock guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I feel like has a similar design between Cosmog and Minior.
Yeah,
because even with Minior's little ability of hatching open,
yeah,
Pecharunt does the same thing.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was like a cool-ish design. The storyline was really cool, kind of doing a zombie thing.
Okay.
But I wish it was longer. I
heard a lot of feedback saying it was too short. It was this was the one they really wanted. The first one, Teal Mask, I'm still playing that, and it's honestly very boring. It's very dry. A lot of dialogue I don't care about.
There's a lot of lore building.
Yeah. I already traded all my games and stuff like that, so I have all the Ogre-Pons, and I'm like, what Pokemon is this? It's an Ogre-Pon. I got 4 of them on me. What do you want? It's just it's just weird. This is my first time being a competitive player and doing that, so it's weird.
So if you don't know, Ogre-Pon is the legendary from the Teal Mask DLC.
Yeah.
Which is you get that right at the end, but if you've already got it, it's why beat it?
Yeah, for me, I'm beating it just so I keep having these incidents where I'm just exploring, running. I'll be shiny hunting, and next thing you know, I'll walk into something, and next thing you know, a cutscene happens, and I'm getting transported, and I'm like, yo, there's no way I wasted all of my special ingredients for sandwiches on this thing, and it's ridiculous. But that's the only reason why I need to beat this, and then I need to catch a Flygon. That's about it.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I felt about the Blueberry Academy DLC, the Indigo Disc. The storyline was really quick. I think you needed to catch a certain amount of Pokemon within the
biomes.
Yeah. In order to activate aspects of the storyline.
Yeah.
But if you've played Pokemon Sun and Moon, you've played Diamond, Brilliant Diamond, if you've played the previous games, you have in Pokemon Home, you just transfer them in and everything's activated.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Pokemon, I thought the same thing. I was like, there's no point of actually playing with it. If you play Pokemon Go, Pokemon Home, and you transfer it over and have your living Pokedex on Home, you don't really need it. I think the cool part is you can actually shiny hunt these things, and also you can actually play as certain Pokemon and stuff like that. So I think that's
that was the cool thing. I loved running around as different Pokemon.
I've only seen people do it. I've seen the Blastoise. I've seen people, recreate the Lugia from Pokemon Silver and stuff like that. People are recreating things of the opening games. I thought that was really cool.
Dude, I was just running around as Blood Moon Ursaluna.
Oh, really?
I put him right into the water to try to get the mud off of him.
Does it actually show a bunch of stuff on
no.
him? Or is it just
it just shows him drowning. But no, I really liked the Indigo Disc storyline. I felt like it provided a lot of depth to the characters because the characters that were introduced in the part 1, they just got a little more fulfillment in part 2. But it really reminded me of like Donkey Kong 64 or Conker's Bad Fur Day, Banjo-Kazooie, kind of like that rare quality game where it was just that catch-a-thon or the collect-a-thon, because that is all that the Indigo Disc is. It's just you completing a bunch of little tasks for 10 to 30 points to then unlock something for 1,000 points.
Yeah.
And you have to do it continuously, like nonstop.
Yeah. A bunch of my friends are like, yo, let's team up and get some of these BBQ points. I'm like, BBQ points? We doing barbecue?
Barbecue on Pokemon, little Mill Tank burgers. I'll do it.
What? But I think it's really cool they scattered the legendaries throughout the map and stuff like that. It's a little weird because now when you think about it, legendaries aren't as cool as they used to be because you can just find them everywhere.
I like that everyone now has access to legendaries, but like you were just saying, it takes away that special aspect. Like, dude, I remember playing Pokemon Red and running across Moltres in Victory Road.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is there just a random Pidgey sprite?
Yeah.
It's like, and then you like click on the Pidgey sprite and it's this giant fireball. Like, it's not a Pidgey, just chilling in the Victory Road.
Yep. It'd be like level 50 or something like that. And you're just like, yo. It's like right when you leave too. So it's like I finally got out of this cave. Next you know, it just wipes you out. And you're like, man, this thing is crazy.
But dude, because like back in the day, like the Pokemon like dungeons or caves, like whatever you want to call them, they were hard.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like the puzzles. Like remember Seafoam Island? Actually dropping all of the different rocks just to slow down the current.
Yeah.
It wasn't just hard because of the puzzle. The graphics kind of limited your capability to play.
Elaborate on that a little bit.
I always felt that on the original like DMG Game Boy and the original Game Boy Pocket, it was difficult to see. Like unless you had that magnifying like flip over light up like attachment, it was really hard to see even with direct light and using flash in the caves.
I feel like the games had that, some of the graphics were needed a little more fixing and stuff like that. And also this is before, they had like LED screens or LCD screens. So, you could be playing above like, a light over here and that glare is going to affect your gameplay. So I agree with that.
That's why I feel like when it was the second Game Boy SP, the AGS 101, whatever it's called, when they actually had the light LED backlit screen.
Oh, the Game Boy SP, yeah.
That is when it finally started becoming easier to play.
Agreed.
Because even on the Game Boy Advance, was like what I grew up with afterwards, you're still dealing with that glare.
Yep, and you had it was still, the usual attachment. Then you have like a bulb of light.
The little worm light.
It's just the SP, I think, was the big starting point of like LED or LCD screens on games. And I think whoever thought it was genius, by the way.
But how about we get into our this or that section?
I'm excited for this one, actually.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think we'll go with this, because this is where it's at.
Our first this or that, I decided to go with condiment themes because we were just talking about 2000 snacks later. Our first one, salt or pepper?
I'm a big pepper guy. I'm a very big pepper guy. But I've had food without salt. I've had Thanksgiving dinners with no salt. I can't do that again. So I have to go salt, man.
Okay. I agree with you. I'm a big pepper guy as well. Having a lack of salt, it's not good.
No bueno, man.
My thing is only one type of spice or condiment gets you the pepper flavor, and that's pepper. You can get salt from like the natural ingredients, from the natural stuff in the meat. You can get it from the marinades. You can get it from other things.
I agree with that. The only problem is salt is an enhancer. Salt enhances flavors that you would not get like typically.
Okay. I see you in that. I think you and I we're not going to see eye to eye on this, to be honest.
No, I love pepper too. Like I have an Egyptian pepper. I got, pepper from like the Middle East, some Asian peppers. I love peppercorns. I love different types.
Oh,
trust me, pepper is like my favorite condiment, but I can't live life without salt, man.
Dude, it's hard. I love both of them. Salt and pepper chips.
Those are pretty good. Good.
But let's look at our next this or that. Ketchup or mustard?
Growing up, I was a big ketchup guy. Very big ketchup guy. if we say in mustard, it's just like all mustards, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to go ketchup.
Okay.
I
So
have
you,
to.
you put ketchup over all mustards.
I put ketchup over all mustards because I like barbecue sauce.
Ooh. I was wondering if you were gonna go that route. As soon as you started asking all mustards, I'm like, well, if we're going all mustards, are we going all ketchup byproducts?
Like you kind of need ketchup to make barbecue sauce, and I'm just like, yo, there's some good barbecues up there. But I think ketchup is just great overall. In high school, I don't know if you remember this phase of me, but like my junior and senior year, I was like, trying to cut weight and stuff like that. So I was just only eating salad with mustards, like yellow mustard. It was a savage thing, dude.
I don't remember that.
No,
No.
we were sitting at the same table a couple times. I'd be there with my salad, just putting like 20 packages of mustard on it because they're so small, and I'm over here shaking it up. And they're just like, yo, what are you doing? I'm like,
I think I remember you
That's
shaking
zero
up the
calories,
salads. I
man.
just never knew what you were putting on it.
bro, it was mustard. Just straight yellow mustard.
I will say, Manchester High School had some of the best lunches.
They did.
We also had some of the worst lunches.
We had some pretty bad ones, but
That
over time.
little hot food line there with the spicy chicken patties, the curly fries.
Oh, the express line was amazing.
Oh, that was a go-to.
For like the first 3 years, I didn't go into the general hot lunch line.
Mhm.
I just thought that line was not that was for the plebeians. That was for people, who indulged that time or didn't value their time. I'm like, you're either going sandwich or you're going express. That's the only thing in my eyes.
The sandwich line was good too.
Sandwich line was popping, bro.
I feel like as soon as I realized that we didn't have to be there for lunch, that was like senior year,
Yeah.
I left. I organized my schedule, so I either had no classes leading up to lunch and had first lunch wave,
Mm-hmm.
or I had no classes after lunch and had last lunch wave. I was very meticulous with my senior schedule, mainly because I was burnt out by the end of junior year and just didn't want to do school anymore.
Yeah.
So I think I averaged 3 hours of school a day, maybe 4 because I think I had to take one extra class. Dude, I almost failed senior year due to attendance.
Really?
Yep, all my grades were good. We had the senior skip day. It was either senior skip day or it was like senior like holiday hill, whatever we're supposed to be doing.
Oh, senior trip.
I wasn't allowed to go.
No?
I had skipped one too many physics classes, and the physics teacher at the time, I won't say his name on the podcast, I'll be nice.
Mm.
He had pulled me aside and he goes,
Was he a doctor?
Yep.
Yep.
You know who it is.
I know.
He told me, if you go to this trip, I will fail you due to absences and you will need to repeat this course. And so I literally just went to physics class. He goes, you have to do all your makeup work. And I'm like, okay, what do I owe? I had turned everything in. That was the thing I made sure, like, while I skipped classes, I still made sure all the assignments were turned in.
Mm.
And he goes, oh, you don't owe anything. You want to watch Avatar? And I was just like, no, I wanted to go on the trip. Like, I don't want to watch Avatar. I wanted to go on the trip.
He needed a friend, man.
We got way off task.
We got very off task. Anyway, what about salt and pepper?
What we're talking
What
about
about-
ketchup or mustard?
Yeah, ketchup and mustard, right?
I don't even think I said what I like. I mean, it's ketchup. I hated mustard as a kid, but I mean, I just can't believe we got that far off task.
Yeah.
We have one more this or that. Sriracha or hot sauce.
Oh, I'm not a big sriracha. I don't like spicy stuff.
Oh, you're killing me.
But I would go hot sauce. I think if you had a homemade hot sauce, a homemade balanced hot sauce where doesn't have that artificial flavor or that tang that most hot sauce does.
Mhm.
If you give me a hot sauce or a hot salsa, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go hot sauce.
Okay. That's. I feel like hot sauce has a lot of diversity.
Yeah.
And it could be almost anything. Like, if you ever watched Hot Ones, like, there's so much diversity there.
Yeah, there's so
both
many.
in how hot it is, with like the Scoville level
Mhm.
and the flavor profiles.
Yeah.
Just because of that, I got to go with sriracha. Because like the OG sriracha, there is nothing like that. And like I know they're having a shortage still of like the sriracha pepper or whatever it is from China.
Yeah.
So like we're not getting the Rooster bottle sriracha.
Yeah, I heard there's now like 2 versions of it. There's like the OG one that you
Yep.
can buy at Asian supermarkets still.
Mhm.
And then
now-
there's like the Americanized version of it where
Yeah,
it's
so
like
we
you know,
get the Americanized one. I think it's done by Tabasco. It's like Tabasco brand
I think
sriracha.
so.
It has a yellow top instead of a green top.
Mm.
It's not the same. It's good. Like it fits the bill, gets the job done, but it's not the same.
So I guess a follow up for your this or that would be, are you picking hot sauce or are you picking American sriracha?
Oh, hot sauce.
Hot sauce all day, right?
Hot sauce all day.
Okay.
And it's like I love spicy.
Yeah, I don't
So-
know how you do it, man. Like I remember
me
looking
another-
at you and you're like ordering hot foods, like hot wings and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'll go like 2 steps down below the spiciest, and I'm like, this guy?
Yo, you remember when we used to go to Buffalo Wild Wings? I'm like,
Yeah.
bring me the boneless.
Yeah.
Or bring me the what are they called there?
Those like spicy
The,
ones.
the hottest one that they had at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
And I would just like sit there. Remember I had that the trick there that you learned in college? Had to
Yeah.
just completely unsheath the wing from the bone.
Yep. When I started using that. You taught me that.
That is a good trick.
That's a good technique, man.
Yep.
It's suspect, but you know,
It looks so weird. You just shove an entire chicken wing in your mouth. Just pull it out, nothing but bone.
bone.
Hey, why don't we get into our meat and potatoes today before we get off track again?
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey everyone, if you're enjoying this episode of Nostalgia Junkies, you might want to check out our episode where we revisit our favorite Nickelodeon game shows or even our 90s cartoon theme song showdown. If you're looking for ways to support the podcast, consider leaving a 5-star review or subscribing to help grow the show. While you're at it, check out our social medias at Nostalgia Junkies Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, as we're always putting up nostalgia-related shorts. Now, back to the show.
So today we are going to be watching and talking about some popular 2000s snack food commercials.
I'm excited about this one. I want to know if I can still predict some of these commercials and what food or what brand they are before they actually hit that end screen where it's like, you know, juicy fruit and they give the little punchline or whatever.
Oh, you probably will. I watched all of them.
Okay.
And a lot of them, they start with like, I can't even say the name of a snack right now because I don't want to give any of them away. But it literally starts like saying the name of a snack. Like that's just the way they snack food commercials were.
Are those Doritos Cooler Ranch? Yeah, the Doritos Cooler Ranch. Oh my God, I love Doritos Cooler Ranch.
Is that Skittles? That's Skittles Bubblegum?
Skittles Bubblegum.
Berries and cream.
I remember berries and cream. Wait, there was a Skittles Bubblegum?
I'm not going to say anything.
What?
Let's watch some commercials.
What's this?
New Icebreakers liquid ice.
Is it liquid or is it ice?
Both.
Both?
They're tiny liquid filled mints, which are cool and refreshing as ice.
They're liquid?
Yes.
Ice. Yes. Liquid or ice? Liquid or ice? Come on, you gotta help me out.
Just try one.
Oh.
It's liquid, it's ice.
You remember liquid ice icebreakers?
No.
Not at all, dude.
Liquid ice. It looks familiar.
They were like, I'd say like mid 2000s.
I had a knockoff of it for sure.
Dude, I loved those things. They were intense though. It was like almost like a little gel pack
Yeah.
with just like straight menthol inside.
That sounds like
You
something I
popped
would
it
love.
and it was honestly just like it opened up your pores. It was like huffing like toothpaste.
I remember I used to go to like the dollar store and they used to have something similar to that. Had a weird aftertaste, but that's the type of stuff I would like. So
These had a weird aftertaste too. Like it was like
Huh.
almost like too minty.
Oh, this one was like synthetic, like it was plasticky.
Mm.
But,
But did you see who was in that commercial?
was that Ashley Simpson?
Yep, and Jessica Simpson.
Wow.
I didn't even realize it was.
It was
Simpson
a
sisters.
smaller screen from here, and I have all this stuff blocking it.
My bad.
So I was like, "Oh my, does it go bigger?"
It
But
does not go bigger.
okay, but I was watching and I was like, "Is that Jessica Simpson?"
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was the Simpson sisters. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty dope.
Forgot about their popularity in the 2000s.
They were very popular.
Yes, they
very
were.
popular.
But dude, I loved icebreakers. I love like mints in general.
Yeah.
I feel like the best mint though from our time were the Altoid sours.
Those were really good. For me, my favorite mint, hear me out, it's not even a candy. The Listerine pocket things.
Oh, the
Look,
breath. I think we're talking about the strips.
the strips too.
Dude.
Do you remember people used to take a whole pack of them and pop them?
Yes, I was one of them.
I was one of those guys, but those are my favorite.
So you know the feeling of like putting the entire pack of Listerine in your mouth?
Yeah.
That's what the liquid ice did.
Oh.
And because the thing is like, yeah, you pop one or you pop them all.
Yeah.
And it was just, the thing is though, it was intense. If you did a lot of them, it actually burned the inside of your mouth. It was just like too much.
I feel like they also don't make mint like they used to.
Like I want a mint that punches me in the face.
Yeah, I wanted to be like, yo, I'm cold from this mint.
I want to be like, yo, your breath is halitosis. Let's get you some good like smelling food.
Yeah.
Like, let's make you smell nice.
You smell like mint. You need to back away from me, dude. I'm allergic.
I want, when I'm breathing, for it to be breathing ice. I want to have frost breath.
I want to be Sub-Zero.
Exactly. I want to be Mr. Freeze.
Ooh.
Okay, let's go on to our next commercial.
Billy's got an Oreo cakester. Billy's got an Oreo cakester. Billy's got an Oreo cakester.
Bobby's got his first chest hair? Who cares? Billy's got an Oreo cakester.
New Oreo Cakesters. Oreo cream sandwiched between two moist chocolate cakes. This is big.
So at the time that I pulled that commercial, they hadn't come back yet. And I guess they came back recently.
I was just about to get into that. New Year's Day, I was at a gas station pumping gas, and I was like, you know what? I should get a snack for me. I got a snack for me. I got something I thought Susan would like. She didn't like it. So I went back in. I was like, what do they got? They have Oreos, and they had the cakester. So I was like, no, I'll get her Oreo cakester. Gave it to her. She's like, I don't like these. I'm like, how? I'm like, they're kind of dry. They're all right. But I found it funny because I'm like, I thought these are discontinued when I was eating them. I was like, I thought these are gone. But they are back.
It was dead stock.
Huh?
It was dead stock. They just brought them back.
Bro,
out
it was
of the
straight
factory.
dead stock, man. Straight from the box. But
it's funny because like when I pulled these commercials, like still December, like they hadn't come out yet, and yeah, now they're back, and we have Oreo cakesters again, and I'm like, I'm gonna still keep this in here.
Have you had one?
Not any of the new ones. I didn't like them as a kid.
Yeah.
So my mom loves whoopie pies. So like growing up, like whoopie pies were like a consistent thing in the house.
Yep.
I don't want to say it made me a whoopie pie snob, but it made me very picky of what I have for whoopie pies. And Oreo cakesters are like mini whoopie pies, and I don't think they're great.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like they're good for what they are, but what they are is not what I want. But let's go to our next one.
Hey, is that Skittles Bubblegum?
Yep.
With all the different flavors?
Yep.
Can I have some?
Nope.
Skittles Bubblegum with 5 flavors in every pack. Inflate the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
I remember those. I remember that was the one that had the little box and it like folded and it clipped itself. Oh my God. Core memory unlocked. Wow.
Yeah. Dude, I will say I love Skittles commercials.
Those were I popped so many of those.
Dude.
Oh, I gotta find them.
The Skittles commercials are just, they're so
undefeated.
Out of the box and like almost like awkward.
Yeah.
I also like it was almost like a found footage like style at the beginning of the commercial. Like the shaky, almost cell phone camera type of thing. But like even with their use of like pausing in the commercial, there's like the awkward silence. Like, this is weird. I want it now.
It gives me that Napoleon Dynamite-esque type of film style.
Yes, good comparison.
Yeah.
It makes you want to try it. It's like, like I can't have it. Hell if I can't.
Yeah. Wow. Dude. Wow. Core memory unlocked for sure.
Skittles in like the late 90s to like early mid 2000s, I feel like that was their peak of just like advertising and peak products. Like that's where we came out with the wild berry. That's where we came out with the sours. That's where we came out with the tropical berries.
Oh.
We had the all greens. It was nothing. It was just lime.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
Here's a recipe for fun. Start with the Hershey's Kiss. Make it smaller. Add a splash of color and some crunch. Kissables. Little Hershey's Kisses, chocolate candy in a crunchy candy shell. Because everyone needs a little kiss.
I do remember those as a kid. I used to get those in my stocking stuffers.
They're like Hershey's M&Ms.
Yeah, it was like another form of M&Ms to compete with. I feel like it was those that came out, and then like Reese Pieces became really popular again. But wow, I saw the colors. Yeah, make them smaller, make them smaller. I was like, oh, I wonder if these are the ones with the coating. And actually, I saw the colors, and I was like, wow.
I thought it was funny that it looks like it's the big kiss, pooping out the little kiss.
It does,
and especially just like the popping effect. And if you look, the little ones are like jiggling too. And I'm like, man, they put a lot of detail into this commercial.
Those colors are vibrant too.
This is now a discontinued product.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's wild.
I loved Hershey Kissables. That was like my go-to snack. Take
Yeah.
a little bowl, pour some in a little bowl, sit there watching some TV. My subliminal messaging Sierra Mist commercials, popping some Kissables. It was great.
The weird thing I thought about as a kid is like a lot of teachers like, hey, like, can I give you a kiss? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, oh, it's a Hershey kiss. I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, I will say society's use of the Hershey kisses in puns, it gets a little suspect.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like one thing for like parents, grandparents, aunt or uncles be like to like their respective, family, like, can I give you a kiss? And then give them a Hershey kiss. It's really weird when it's your doctor, when it's your teacher, when it's your pastor. And it's like, this is not good. Like, please stop. Please stop.
Like, I remember when they had where they started putting peanuts and nuts in them. Like, you like nuts? And I was like, yeah. They're like, you want a kiss? I'm like, wait, what? Or like, you want a kiss with some nuts? I'm like, wait, what? What are you talking about? And they're like, oh, I have like almond Hershey kisses. I'm like, well, you're a teacher. You wild right now.
What on earth? We had totally different experiences in classes.
Yo, it was wild, bro. They thought they were slick or funny. It was just weird.
We had two totally different experiences. Oh my gosh. I can't.
I wish I was making this up, man. I wish.
Listen, man, we both know about some of our former teachers, so that's all I'm gonna say.
What's the next commercial?
What's that? A mind control machine?
Yeah, right.
Dan. Change the waffle taste.
Change the waffle taste!
Make them smaller.
Smaller!
Smaller bites, new waffleicious taste. New waffle
Oh,
cereal, part of
yeah.
complete breakfast.
More milk, dearie? Awesome.
Do you remember that now?
I do remember Waffle Crisp.
Dude,
oh man,
I love Waffle Crisp. Like that whole maple waffle everything. Great.
It was lightly sweet. Like it wasn't too sweet. It was lightly coated sweet. Enough where you put your finger on it, and you had enough heat from the finger to get a little of the sugar off. Yeah,
it was so. And when they did the minis,
oh yeah,
it just made it so much better. That was one of my favorite things. When I know Cinnamon Toast Crunch will bring it back every now and then. The French Toast Crunch, because I feel like that's as close as we're gonna get to the Waffle Crisp.
Yeah,
unless they bring Waffle Crisp back. Which Post cereal, if you're listening, please bring back Waffle Crisp. Like, please, just do it.
I feel like they were lighter than the Cinnamon Toast, like French toast things.
Yeah, they were.
I do like how it actually looked like French toast for that one, but I feel like the Waffle Crisp were a little more lighter. Like I could polish off a couple bowls of that.
I agree.
And not be slowed down.
I feel like the French Toast Crunch got more into Cap'n Crunch territory.
Yep.
Whereas like carving the roof of your mouth up.
Oh yeah.
Like the taste was similar, but the cereal was just too crunchy.
They also changed the formula after like when they first dropped it in like the 90s. It changed its formula and stuff like that. So
well, they don't put as much sugar as they used to because I worry about kids now.
Yeah,
in the 90s, they didn't care about us as kids.
Everything's whole
It was
grain.
only if we made it as kids.
You remember when everything wasn't whole grain?
Oh my gosh. They didn't care if everything was whole wheat, gluten-free. It was just, you ate it or you died. It was okay.
Like, oh my gosh. Oh, I need to find a cereal that's not whole grain.
Oh, dude, everything that used to be covered, like frosted Cheerios, frosted this, frosted Chex,
Yeah.
frosted mini wheats.
Oh, the frosted Cheerios are so good. Oh, then they made them whole wheat and whole grain. And it's just,
I'm hoping they bring back the frosted Cheerios at some point because I would love to pick some up.
Oh yeah.
But let's go. I think we have one more before our little break.
Hey, fellas, come on down and taste something new. Right, Uncle Ernie. In your dreams. Pizza! Bizarric, man. Chips.
New pizzerias.
Cranking with real pizza dough.
Cheese, spices,
Radical grub.
tastes like real pizza.
Only louder. Pizzerias rule. Groovy chips, huh, boys? What'd he say?
So did you remember Pizzarias?
No, that's why I'm looking confused. I'm like,
they were.
I didn't even know the dude's name was Uncle Ernie.
Yeah, Ernie Keebler.
I thought he was like Papa Keebler or something like that.
Yeah, it might be Papa to some people, but
Papa Smurf. That's what I'm getting mixed up with.
I
it
always
was
thought
Papa
Snap,
Keebler.
Crackle, and Pop were related to the Keebler Alphas kids.
That's what I thought.
But apparently they're not. Two distinct warring factions. But Pizzarias, they were more of like a early to mid 90s snack. I think they might have gone out like 1998, 1999. I think was the last year.
Okay.
But I remember not liking pizza flavored snacks as a kid. Remember like the pizza Pringles?
I think the pizza Pringles were the ones that were like, but they hit or miss sometimes.
Like Pringles themselves kind of hit or miss sometimes. Like
Yeah.
The regular Pringles are consistent. If you get any of the flavored Pringles, they are either completely caked in the flavoring or lack it.
I think the sour cream and onion one was pretty solid.
The pizza flavoring, I guess my little adolescent brain always was hoping that it just was a little more pizza-y and less tomato basil. So I was like, this doesn't taste like pizza. They lied. And then, I mean, it had to be right at the end because I remember going through like combos, Pringles, and not liking it. And then I discovered Pizzarias. And I was like, I love this snack. And I would like pop them like crazy.
Like, were they made with, like, it says it's made with like real pizza dough. Like, what was it?
They were more like chip crackery consistency, if I'm remembering correctly. Dude, it's been since I was like 6 since I've had these. It's been 24 years.
Like a puff cracker kind of?
Yeah, I guess the best way I could kind of explain it is, remember like the rich chips?
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
And its flavor was just, it was so, I guess, more pizza-y. It was still that tomato basil, but almost like, I guess, more salt.
Okay.
So it had like that pizza flavor.
Gotcha.
And I remember liking them, wanting to get more, and then being gone. And it was sad. So like I hope Pizzarias come back in some capacity because they were great. Like, and I think that's one of the problems that I think Keebler does often is they put out so many varying products that there's just not enough shelf space that they got to decide, okay, what are we going to do next? What are we keeping? What are we getting rid of? So I would love for them to like maybe do like a 30th anniversary and bring back Pizzarias.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. Millennials brought back Dunkaroos, and now Dunkaroos is an exceedingly popular brand.
Yeah, very popular, man.
Like, we could definitely bring Pizzarias back.
Yeah, it's definitely seems like a snack that I would try. Usually when you think the Keebler elves and like the whole Keebler family, you're thinking of sweets. So I think it's really cool they have a savory option because I don't think they really have too many savory options.
I'm sure that's probably what kind of contributed to the decline of Pizzarias. Like we have the fudge swirls, the caramel delight, whatever they're called.
Yeah, the coconut thing.
Oh, dude, like mini Samoas. So
Yeah.
good. Pop that thing in the microwave about 5 seconds.
Oh, so good.
But with so many sweets, like you're saying, having a completely different product you're probably expecting it to be sweet, even though it's called Pizzarias, and then it's not.
It seems like something I would definitely want to try for sure.
Yeah, like I hope they come back. I would love to get some more. So on our Instagram, we put up a poll of what 90s and 2000s snack was your favorite and needs to make a return. Our friends over at the Remember When podcast told us Kudos bars. Do you remember Kudos bars?
Kudos bars.
Kudos bars. And they put this in our DMs, and I was just like, frickin' Kudos bars.
Kudos bars.
They were like they almost kind of looked like the Quaker Oats granola bar.
I'm about to Google this real quick.
But they had M&Ms, s'mores.
This sounds very familiar.
Dude, look up a picture of the Kudos bars.
Oh, I remember these.
Right?
These were actually really good in my opinion.
Dude, I think that was the problem. Is like, I feel like as kids, granola bars were targeted to us to be a healthy alternative.
Yeah, they actually had decent stats for like only 9 grams of sugar. Like, pretty good.
That was the problem for me, is that they were meant to have like this like one smaller-ish granola bar, but they were too good. I found myself wanting like 2 or 3.
Yeah, they were definitely ones you have to like snack a couple times. Like you couldn't just have one.
Exactly.
It was 2, and that was like to hold you over until you find something else.
Exactly. And I love Kudos bars. I feel like Kudos bars were underrated. They were a sleeper. They're just a sleeper.
Yeah.
But then, so Sydney also got back to us, and she said 3D Doritos, which 3D Doritos have made a comeback.
Yeah. I think they're now 3D Doritos, the minis, right?
Yep. But she explicitly went into this. She wants the ones in the tube to come back. Snacks on the go, I think is what they were called.
Yep. To go.
That whole era of like quick snacking was awesome. The 3D Doritos, Cheetos Asteroids, even we had like the Lay's stacks. It was great.
What I really enjoyed, the little aspect was the lid had a purpose, correct?
It was a little cup.
You know what it represented?
I guess not.
It represented 1 serving size. So if you filled that cup up, that was 1 serving size of what you're eating.
Knowing that I'm not going to stop at 1 cup.
Oh, yeah. I think I used it like 3 times in my life, but I was just like, yo, at a certain point, they were just like, you just shoveled it down.
Yeah, you pour it in the cup and you.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
My that would drive and stuff like that, and he would take it. The visual was pretty bad when I realized as I was doing it. So
I'm gonna have to try and cut it short of that.
Yeah, just I'll do it again. Go for it.
Oh my gosh.
Remix.
Ooh, Cheetos Asteroids, getting the little balls in your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to some commercials.
Time and time how people you think about me. Time and time you'll think about you. Hey! Crank it up!
Pepsi Blue, a fusion of berries with a splash of cola. Pepsi Blue, it's a blue thing.
Yo, hear me out. Could you imagine a blood drinking that? That's all I thought of.
Where does your head go?
It's a blue thing.
Blue thing.
It can't be a red thing. So
do you remember Pepsi Blue?
I remember it on the shelves. I don't remember drinking it.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I feel like because we're both 93 babies.
Yep.
I feel like Pepsi Blue was more of a secondhand nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
Where I believe before Pepsi Blue, we had Pepsi Clear.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why I vividly remember Pepsi Clear more than Pepsi Blue as a kid.
I think it's because they also didn't they also like reamp it to like Pepsi Crystal or whatever? Or Pepsi Clear?
I think so.
Like I feel like they redid it online for like around COVID or something like that. But you couldn't go in a store. I don't think you can go in a store around COVID time anyway. So,
but I remember Pepsi Blue. I feel like it was more secondhand growing up. I kind of wish I tried it as a kid, or remember trying it as a kid. I probably tried it as a kid. Who knows? I just don't remember it because, not like I remember every single drink I ever drank. What I do remember, and while it's not Pepsi Blue, it are Pepsi product, the Mountain Dew, that whole campaign of like Mountain Dew Pitch Black and all the different Code Red,
Live Wire, Baja Blast,
dude, from
Voltage.
The late 90s, early 2000s Mountain Dews, that was a time like you'd like go down to the convenience store and there'd be a new Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Like I still think the Pitch Black was like my favorite because like grape Mountain Dew.
Yeah. It's like a dark grape. My favorite growing up was definitely Code Red and Live Wire. But I also remember, I don't know if you remember this, going to a store, going to a gas station. You're looking at your sodas. You pull out your soda. And next thing you know, you see on the little glass thing, there's a little packet of paper. It's like a sticky note. You're reading it, and it's like 50 cents off this soda. And you just rip it, and you brought it to the front. And you're like, hey, I got this coupon that you guys had. Boom, right there. I miss those.
Dude, that all like the, well, I don't know what you call them, the freezer displays.
Yeah.
Like the actual freezer display ads.
Yeah.
That they had were amazing. Remember Shack Tea?
Yep.
And I just remember like walking to the convenience store like during high school and just going and putting my feet in Shacks and be like, that's a big man.
Getting drinks at the store was so much cooler. There's definitely nostalgia going back. Like I didn't even remember the little coupon things until we started talking about them.
There are elements from like childhood that like I wish we could bring back. And I guess that's the whole purpose of this podcast.
Yeah.
So let's go on to our next one. It's a on the newer side of the commercials, but I think it's like late 2000s.
Oh yeah.
New swoops from Hershey's. Irresistible curves that are bending the rules on how to eat chocolate. Swoops from Hershey's. It's swooping the nation.
I remember that mainly because of the song. I didn't know what they looked like, but I remember hearing that song.
The flavors that they had. The Reese's peanut butter cup ones were amazing.
Those are pretty good.
I loved swoops. But again, like just how we were talking about with like some of the snacks, like you couldn't have just one.
Yeah.
I would rip through the packs of swoops and I would also like press them together to make like one just chocolate.
You're a demon, bro.
Like forget eating individual chips of chocolate. Let me just like melt them all together and make my homemade chocolate.
I've never had them, but I remember the commercial and it was such a catchy commercial.
Dude, they were good. Like, I mean, they weren't better than like, a chocolate bar, but it was definitely, I felt like when you ate them chip style, it almost pieced it out longer.
Yeah.
And also like if you wanted to take them for lunch, it was easier to take. Also, they kind of look like the Pringles to go packs. So if you broke it out at lunch, it didn't look like you're breaking out a candy bar. Because when you break out a candy bar at lunch, everybody wants a piece.
Yep.
When you're breaking out Pringles, only people who like Pringles want a piece.
Yep.
But this way, like you pull out a brown Pringle, people are like, ooh, your Pringles went bad, buddy.
Were you one of those kids? Growing up, I had a lot of friends who had like their parents bring them lunch or something like that. Have you ever seen a kid take 2 Pringles and put that in between it?
No, but that sounds delicious.
It looked delicious, bro. Because the best part is like when you're eating a Pringles and you take a bite of a Pringle, it falls apart. But if you put a piece of chocolate in there, it has something to stick onto. So you have these little crunchy pieces that are still stuck to the chocolate.
Dude,
just a little fun thought if you ever find them.
Have you had chocolate covered potato chips?
I have. They're pretty good.
Dude, it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
They're a good novelty snack to try like once every often as like a little thing. I don't think you can eat them like every day though. Or as like a go-to snack.
I'm wondering with swoops, because like again, they're discontinued.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could find a mold to like make homemade
you
swoops.
can.
That wouldn't be that hard. Just gotta find a little curved something, just pour some chocolate over it.
I'm pretty sure you can. Like you go on Etsy or even Amazon and stuff like that.
Probably 3D print something too.
We should try and recreate some of these.
I'm down for that.
Little now it's a cooking show, remember?
Exactly. The Nostalgia Junkies podcast cooking
Start
show.
just recreating foods and stuff.
Okay, we got 2 more commercials.
Introducing new Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream. So rich, so creamy, with a hint of raspberries. Once the creamy taste gets a hold of you, you won't want to let go. Get your hands on new Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream and get buried in cream.
Yo, that's wild.
Yo, I forgot about so here's I remember the soda. I never remember the commercial. And when I pulled these all for the episode, the last line got me. I forgot that last line was there. Yo, get buried in cream. Whoever let that slip through, they were savage. That was great.
Yeah, they're like, this is it. This is it. This is the line.
That might be right up there with the Mr. Bucket commercial.
That's a good one. Have you ever had it though?
Berries and cream. Oh yeah,
really?
Dr. Pepper buried in cream.
I've had Dr. Pepper cream.
So back as a child, the berries and cream, it was just like a little raspberry, little almost a little tartness to it. It was good. I wish they bring it back. I'm not a big fan of cream soda. Like even like Coke with cream, not my biggest fan. I loved Diet Coke Lime. That was one of my favorite ones.
That's a really good one.
The Dr. Pepper buried in cream. Berries and cream, not buried in cream. Berries and cream. See where my head is now. The Dr. Pepper berries and cream. That was one of the cream sodas that I could actually like tolerate.
Tolerate as a kid.
Yeah, like I don't know. As I've gotten older, I enjoy more cream sodas. I felt like cream soda was a waste of soda as a child.
I had that feeling, but then I realized I like root beer, and people are like, it's not too different than root beer. So I kind of like put on the same level as root beer, and but root beer is still better in my opinion. Root beer is elite.
Yeah. And so did you ever have berries and cream, or did you ever get buried in cream?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one, my friend.
You want to go to the last commercial then?
Let's go to the last one. Yeah, let's go to the next. Let's go out with a bang. Pause.
S'mores Ritz Bit Sandwiches. Rich, chocolatey fudge. Smooth, creamy marshmallow. Sumo slam between bite-sized graham crackers. S'mores Ritz Bit Sandwiches. More in the middle.
I love that at the end.
So it's a good commercial. I have so many issues with it though.
With the commercial or the snack?
Oh, snack was amazing, man.
Okay.
I actually have this one. I loved it as a kid.
You were about to really concern me because when I made the
I love
order,
s'mores.
When I put this all together, I purposely put this commercial at the end because out of everything on this list, that was my favorite snack.
Yeah, that by far was my favorite. I will say this. A commercial, looking back on it, in the time we live in now, that commercial would get canceled so quick.
Little racist there.
Bro, who's making those noises? It has to be a sumo wrestler or a ninja. It can't be just some guy named Steve.
Did you notice that when I don't know if it did with the chocolate one, but when the marshmallow one puts its leg down, it actually has a thigh jiggle?
No, I didn't notice that.
Dude, thigh jiggle on the marshmallow Ritz Pit. And I was just like, so someone's job was animating a sumo wrestler graham cracker with marshmallows thigh jiggle.
And that boy thick.
And I just thought it was so fun. I'm like, wow. But dude, I loved Ritz Pit s'mores.
Those are so good.
Like, I know that they made like the to-go packs like for snacking, but the big box, dude, I would pour a cereal bowl full of that and just eat it. It was so good.
They were really good. I also used to eat them with a spoon.
You saw my motion, dude.
Just take a spoon and spoon it in your mouth.
Shovel them in the pie hole.
Yo, it was amazing. Oh man, that's a snack I do miss. Now that I was like, oh man, I remember that. You're like, yo, it was a graham cracker Ritz. I'm like, graham cracker Ritz. Wow.
And we were talking about like pizzerias coming back, but Ritz Bit S'mores. I think out of all the snacks we watched, Ritz Bit S'mores, pizzerias, and Skittles Bubblegum are the ones that I want to come back.
Yeah, right now it's Ritz Bits, S'mores, Skittles Bubblegum, and then
I'd even say like the Waffle Crisp.
Waffle Crisp for sure.
Dude, there were so many good foods in like the 90s and 2000s, and I'm sure like if people who are 10 years older than us, they're talking about there were good foods in the 80s and the 90s. Like growing up, that food, I don't know if it's just the nostalgic factor, if it was just the taste. I really think it was the taste.
Yeah.
And we've done so much on trying to make food healthier and coming up with just different brandings that it's time to bring back the nostalgic flavors. Ritz Bits needs to bring back the nostalgic s'mores. And you know what? Air the same commercial. Cause a stir. But bring it back.
I think if they recycled some of the commercials, like, I think it wouldn't be too crazy. Like, there's nothing wild about any of these commercials. Nothing crazy. I think, some of the things, I guess maybe you're advertising reckless driving to kids over some soda. Like, maybe that's a thing. But, I think reusing these old commercials, reamping them or reshooting them in exact same style with the new technology we have now, it'd be a nice little homage to like what was.
Yeah, make a WWE Ritz Bits S'mores commercial.
Yeah.
Get out the, the racist like music in the background, the grunting noises.
Yep.
And I think one of them even had a top knot. Like,
yeah, you can literally put like two dudes in a costume. You have R-Truth, who's a comedic person for WWE. You can easily put some stuff there, like with the sumo wrestlers and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Easily.
Okay, how about we go into our trivia?
I'm excited about this one, actually.
Up next, the ultimate test of courage. Nickelodeon Guts.
I'm going to be throwing it back to actually our 90s cartoon theme song episode. What color was Daria's jacket on the animated MTV sitcom?
Daria?
Who
is Daria?
This was the one we had talked about.
Oh, my God.
It was like the girl that just complained about everything.
Oh, is there options or no? I'm going to go yellow. Yellow.
Do you want me to give you options?
Nope, I'm going to go yellow.
It's not yellow.
Okay.
Do you want me to give you options?
I'm going to need some options then. I doubled down on the yellow so hard.
Black,
navy,
green, or red.
Dang. I went with black and I was like, yeah. Green sounds like it could have been it. Navy. I'm going to go black.
It was green.
Dang.
The jacket was green.
All right, well, what links these clues together? Kristen Larson, Samantha Parkington, Molly McIntyre.
Sex in the City.
American Girl Dolls.
Oh.
I figured, you worked at, toy stores and stuff like that. I was like, maybe he would get this one.
See, I heard Samantha, and all I could think of was like, oh, I'm a real Samantha. Because we've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine recently.
Yep.
And we got to that one episode where they break into the FBI.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Captain Holt dishing about Sex in the City. And I'm just like, this is too good.
R.I.P., man.
Dude, R.I.P. Okay. What does it mean if you go the full Monty? This is not multiple choice.
Oh, like scrub that lingo from my brain. Is it like fully naked?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
strip all the way.
Yeah,
full Monty. Good job.
Straight all the way. All right, I got one for you. Which of the following was not included in the lyrics for the 90s grunge anthem Smells Like Teenage Spirit by Nirvana? Is it a libido, a mosquito, a Dorito, and albino?
Can you repeat the options?
A libido, a mosquito, a Dorito, and albino.
I want to say a Dorito. I'm just go with the Dorito.
That is correct.
Oh, thank God. I'm like over here like, okay, Doritos, that's teenage stuff.
I feel like we would recognize if it had Doritos in there.
Yeah, I feel like that would have stuck out like a sore thumb.
Kurt Cobain and some Doritos, man.
I feel like there have been a lot of memes.
Yeah.
I got another lingo question for you. This one is multiple choice for you.
Okay.
According to 90s lingo, what does it mean if someone is Monet? They are artistic. They make a good impression. They are hot from afar, but a hot mess up close. They love nature.
I feel like we did this one before. What was the first option?
They are artistic.
Second one was...
They make a good impression.
Third one was...
They are hot from afar, but a hot mess close up. And the last one is they love nature.
They're Monet. I'm going to go with B. They make a good impression.
Unfortunately, no. They are hot from afar, but a hot mess up close.
I find it interesting how that lingo has changed over the years. Because now I feel like you're considered Monet. Like it's money, basically. That's how people see it as. All right, I got one for you. I need you to take these 3 events and put them in order from when they happened, from earliest to latest.
Okay.
Number 1, the O.J. Simpson trial. Number 2, Princess Diana tragically passes away. 3, the World Wide Web debuts.
O.J. Simpson.
Okay.
World Wide Web. Princess Diana.
All right. I'll say you got one of those in the right order.
Was it World Wide Web, O.J. Simpson, then Princess Diana?
That is correct. World Wide Web, 1991.
Okay.
O.J. Simpson, 1995. Princess Diana, 97.
I knew that Princess Diana was after the World Wide Web solely because the big boom for the World Wide Web, like getting a lot of traction.
Yep.
And like becoming popular and like getting a lot of use to being passed around as a social network was Beanie Babies. A lot of websites were devoted to the second market or the aftermarket for Beanie Babies. And one of the most popular Beanie Babies that then hit the market was the Princess Diana bear.
Oh.
And that is the only reason that I knew that it was that order. And I'm like, okay, was O.J. Simpson before or after the internet? And all I could think of, if you watch the new show Ted on Peacock, there's a scene where they're watching the O.J. Simpson car chase. And I was like, oh, that's in the 90s, obviously. I'm like, is it early 90s or mid 90s?
Overall, I think trivia, that was really good today.
I know we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna be doing next because we're almost out of trivia cards. It's gotten us almost through 2 seasons. So if you have an idea for the next round of trivia that we should be doing on the show, put it in our DMs, drop it in the comments, put it in review. Let us know what we should be doing. But this has been Nostalgia Junkies, and I've been Alex.
And I've been Joe.
Peace.
That's all, folks. Thank you for listening to the Nostalgia Junkies podcast. Follow us on social media, subscribe to the podcast, and make sure to never miss an episode. Till the next episode.